the Port Authority of New York. Terrorism and hate have no place in society. We pray for the speedy recovery of those injured in the New York explosion. The Department of Foreign Affairs, through our Consulate General in New York, is in touch with the leaders of the Filipino-American community in the city. They reported that no Filipino or Filipino-American has been affected by the incident. The Consulate General is closely monitoring the situation, especially as it pertains to the safety and well-being of our kababayans in New York. The President has also asked me to identify the commission that he intends to abolish. This is the Presidential Commission on the Urban Poor, and the President stated two grounds behind his decision to abolish the commission. Number one, it is, according to him, a collegial body, and they have not met as a collegial body. And number two, that the commissioners are notorious for junkets abroad. So this kind of work performance has no place in the Duterte administration. We reiterate, we are serious about the drive against corruption in government, and this latest decision of the President to abolish a PCUP, the PCUP among others, for unnecessary junkets of its officials prove beyond doubt that the President is very serious in his anti-corruption campaign. You have questions?
Okay, Celerina.
Good morning, sir. So, what will happen to the employees under this commission?
I do not know yet, no? But an abolition of an office under our law means that they will all be severed from government.
So, there will be like a package kasi they will be severed from government, so there will be higher like any remuneration for
I do
them.
not know because the written memorandum on the abolition has not yet been issued.
Okay, Ted, to be followed by Rose. Microphone, Pia, please. Pakiabot kay Ted. Thank you.
Secretary, good morning. Regarding sa PCUP, wala naman po siguro, hindi naman po siguro dahil sa association ni Commissioner Terry Redon sa left yung dahilan nito, sir?
I doubt it because the two grounds mentioned to me by the President is that it is a collegial body and they don't appear to be working as a collegial body and junkets of the commissioners.
Thank you, sir.
Joseph Moro. Sorry.
Sir, can we have more details on the unauthorized junkets? Who and how frequent?
I'll have it available as soon as I get it. As I said, the written memorandum or executive order on the abolition still has to be prepared. But I was given already, was requested already by the President to announce this information last night.
How did the President find out about the junkets?
I do not know personally. He just asked me to make the announcement that it is in line with the government drive against graft and corruption.
Will there be charges against the officials there?
Perhaps that would be a logical conclusion, but let us await the official memorandum, no, in this regard.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Rose Novenario.
Hi, good morning, sir. Sir, sino po yung gaganap dun sa tungkulin ng PCUP? Sino po yung tututok dun sa mga anti-poverty measures or programs po ng administrasyon?
I do not know as yet. I was just asked to identify the commission that he said last Saturday he would abolish, and that is a PCUP.
Wala po kaya itong kinalaman dun sa pagiging left-leaning ni Mr. Terry Redon?
Alam mo, miski left-leaning naman si Terry Redon, alam kong hiwalay naman siya doon sa grupo na makaliwa, no? Dahil hindi na nga siya kinuha bilang nominado ng party list na kabataan ng pangalawang beses. Minsan lang siya nanilbihan bilang nominado ng kabataan party list.
Thank you.
Okay, Ace Romero. Microphone.
Given that the PCUP plays a key role on anti-poverty policies, will the President come up with a new body to replace it?
I have no doubt that there will be no vacuum as far as fulfilling the mandate of the PCUP is concerned. He decided to abolish the commission because it is not performing its mandate precisely. So I'm sure the President will have something more workable, no, in the near future.
Pero may NAPSI pa, di ba?
Yes, meron naman pong NAPSI.
Pero isa pa, clarification lang. This is an abolition, not just a revamp.
It's an abolition, that's what he said. Now, having said that, there is a pending bill in Congress creating the Department of Housing. So
Okay.
perhaps the functions of the PCUP will be undertaken by the proposed Department of Housing, which is also part of the legislative agenda of the palace.
Nasabihan na po ba si Mr. Ridon about this move by the President?
I believe he had information about it. He suspected that it was his agency. I talked to him before the briefing, and he confirmed that he had suspicions that the President was referring to PCUP. But he himself was not personally notified by the President. I had to tell him.
Thank you, Secretary.
Okay, follow up on PU's, Ted.
Sir, kailan po yung effective yung abolition, sir, if ever?
I was just asked by the President to reveal this. No, the details I'm sure will be known as soon as we have the written memorandum from the President.
Thank you.
Okay, follow up. Other issue? No more? Laila Salabella.
Good morning. Sir, has the President given any directive on whether he wants the PNP to resume Oplan Tokhang and Oplan Double Barrel?
I think it's very clear. He already issued the memorandum that the PNP shall assist anew the PIDEA in conducting the anti-drug operations in the country. So the memorandum speaks for itself. PIDEA remains the lead, but the PNP will now provide support as well.
So what does it mean for Oplan Tokhang? Can the PNP resume it?
I suppose they would have to coordinate with PIDEA because PIDEA, pursuant to the memorandum, was still the lead agency in the anti-drug campaign.
But the President himself hasn't said anything about whether he wants specifically Tokhang and Double Barrel to resume.
He hasn't mentioned anything other than he wants the PNP to provide support anew to the PIDEA.
Okay, questions? Follow up? Other issue, Joseph.
Sir, yung train, I think tapos na sila sa BICAM, no? Yung tax reform.
I'm not sure if it completely,
Oh.
I know that they only agreed as of yesterday on some provisions on coal. I'm not sure if they're
Tobacco.
completely done.
Right. But so far, sir, I think there's going to be increases in excise tax on vehicles, automobiles, and then tobacco. Any comments on those already approved or already agreed upon provisions?
Well, these were provisions which were proposed in the palace version of the bill. No? Higher excise tax on transportation as well as on tobacco products. No? Of course, the provision on tobacco products reiterates only the provision of the sin tax law, which provides that the additional excise taxes on tobacco will be used to fund universal health care.
Some are saying, sir, that there's going to be increases in several taxes, but there's also going to be increases in the take-home. But some say, na parang nakaka-cancel off din. Meaning, tataas nga yung sweldo, pero maybe some things that they need na medyo tataas din yung presyo. Your comment, whether yung increases sa take-home pay will really make up for the increases in the taxes, in several taxes?
Well, what we're sure is that the additional excise tax now will be used to fund the Build program of the government. Although there was also a campaign promise nga to increase the tax-exempt portion in one's income tax annually, no? And that was done by the train.
Follow up, Peng Alinio.
Yeah, yung sa taxes po, do we expect, yung mga, what will happen to the poor people who are, talaga makikita natin na kung mataas yung tax, matatamaan din sila?
There were provisions naman included in the bill itself, no, to help alleviate the impact on the very poor sector. No? There's, of course, the continuing conditional transfer program of the government. We will pursue that. And I think there are other provisions providing further subsidy and supports to the very poor.
Like yung increase daw po sa gasolina, price ng energy, like sa kuryente and gasoline?
Well, that's also in the proposed version of the train. But for our press briefing on Thursday, I will have a comparison ready on the original palace version, the Senate version, the House version, and the final version, if it is true that they have concluded with BICAM. No?
Okay. Other follow-up, other issue, Rose Cos?
Hi sir, good morning po. Tanong rin po namin yung reaction regarding sa panawagan ng ilang empleyado ng Development Academy of the Philippines, mga aligasyon laban sa pamunuan po nito na same din, junket, naglalagay ng mga hindi kwalipikadong tao sa posisyon, and yun po. May nai-report na po ba sa Presidente hinggil po dito?
Well, it was made in a very public manner, and I'm sure the President will investigate this particular complaint. As you can see, the President does not take issues of corruption sitting down.
Okay. Other issue? Ace Romero?
Secretary, tinanong ko to kahapon. Any information now on the supposed potential successor of Hapilon, si Turaifi?
No information as of yet.
Okay, pero are there instructions now to run after him considering na sinabi dun sa martial law letter ni President Duterte na he poses a threat and he could be a potential leader of ISIS in Southeast Asia?
I think the request for extension carries with it impliedly the need to exercise martial law powers in order to apprehend other individuals who are connected with the rebellion. And I'm sure this will apply to the person that you just mentioned.
May idea na ba yung government forces regarding his whereabouts?
I wouldn't know that, and even if they had, I don't think they will share it with us.
Okay. Thank you, Secretary.
Follow-up or other issue? Laila?
Sir, on the entry of the third telco player, sir, if the idea is to increase competition to improve service, why are we limiting it to China?
Well, I guess it was brought up in bilateral negotiations between the Philippines and China. And the eventual player that was chosen by China, China Telecoms, without doubt, is one of the biggest in the world, no? And of course, we want to avail of the fact that we're very proximate to China, no? But it was a political decision of the president to offer it to a Chinese company, intended, I guess, also to strengthen our bilateral ties with China, coupled with the fact that, given the huge telecoms market in China, Chinese companies ought to have already technical know-how, no, in providing competent and reliable telecom services.
But sir, what can the palace say about security concerns being raised about the entry of China in the telecom industry? And is the government not going to open the industry to other foreign players?
Well, as far as security considerations are concerned, we will look into that because there are really concerns overall on cybersecurity in general, and it's been a priority of the government anyway, no? And your second question is?
Are we going to open the industry to other foreign players?
Well, right now, let's see, no, because there's a third operator that was invited to come in that's already fraught with challenges. Take note that we are still in the process of hearing a case involving the frequencies, no, that was awarded to what should have been the third player. And the buyers of that frequency are still challenging before the Supreme Court now, no, whether or not the Competition Commission can even look into the merger, no. So it would not be as simple as it seems. There will be legal challenges, but we are confident we can overcome all these challenges because, after all, it is our commitment to provide viable public service in the telecoms industry to the Filipino people.
Okay. Last question, Rose? Last two. Okay. Rose and then Joseph.
Ay, good morning uli, sir. Sir, yung dalawang opisyal na po ang nasibak ni Pangulong Duterte tungkol po dito sa junket trips, no? Si General Santiago and si Terry Ridon. Yung pong Anti-Graft Commission, nabuo na po ba ng Pangulo? Na in-announce po niya ng mga 2 months ago? At magkakaroon po ba ng review sa lahat po ng mga trips na mga lahat ng opisyal ng administrasyon? Bunsod po nitong ganitong mga hakbang ng Pangulo?
Yung commission itself, I think there's already an executive issuance on it, no? If at all, the palace is still vetting, no, the individuals who will man the Presidential Anti-Graft Commission.
Kasama po sa trabaho nila yung lifestyle check sa mga government officials?
Ay, sigurado po yan.
At yung pagre-review po ng mga junket trips ng mga officials?
I think the President has given a topmost priority to running after government officials who are engaged in junketing, no? or the government junketeers. That's the correct term.
Last question, Joseph Moro.
So just two short ones. How is the president viewing the Dengbaksha issue?
Well, the president is awaiting results of the investigation, and he has promised that after investigation have been conducted both by the Senate and the Department of Justice, that he will run after all individuals who may have criminal culpability for this. No? Meanwhile, he stands by the recommendation of the DOH to hold Sanofi responsible. We want, by way of minimum, a refund of what we had paid already for the Dengbaksha. That's the declaration already of the DOH secretary. No? He wants a refund of what we had paid because there was concealment of a material fact, and that is that children who have not developed dengue may acquire the disease 3 to 6 years after the vaccination. That was not a known fact when government decided to embark on the vaccination program.
Sir, on the martial law, do you expect an easy sailing as far as the discussion or the special session on the 14th, I think? Not the special session, but the session.
A session on Wednesday, no?
Wednesday.
So, we look forward to the support which has been given in the past by Congress. We have factual basis for the declaration of martial law, and we see no reason why Congress will not give its usual support to this initiative of the Chief Executive.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay na? Malacañang press corps. No more questions? Okay. Thank you, Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque. Thank you, Malacañang Press Corps. Back to our main studio sa Radyo Pilipinas and People's Television.